Welcome. Sunday. What a day to be alive. I had a really nice week behind me, full of trading as well, taking massively profits, making backs while being away. So, all good. I'm gonna jump straight into it because the juicy stuff are coming in. So, right now, what we are facing, we have above us quite a wall of resistance, but we are not really getting through that easily, I'm guessing, because if we're gonna get closer, that's gonna be a little bit thicker as well, or they're gonna pull it. That looks a little bit more natural for me. It's not something as set like this ones or this ones. So this one looks a little bit more natural, separate, so it should be fine to be hold a little bit more for longer. Right now we have as well a small wall below us, but it been pulled while going through it, so that's already free some way to go lower. And if and only if we're gonna lose right now 115, we have some bigger bits laying there, we kind of gonna teleport around the 114 area, just because everything to the left side, as known, been tested, so it's not gonna hold us that easily, and there is not much to of the bits laying down, just because I aim for the structure, and then if that's not gonna hold, we're gonna go a little bit lower. That's what I'm expecting to get a little bit closer to the previous weekly open. That didn't been tested on the high time frame, but not that's gonna be set as well a little bit lighter in the stream. So far, this is the takeaway. We will have a little bit more retracement if we start to fail 151-ish area. So be aware. Why? Because there is shitloads of liquidity below us, as we know. This is the magnet, this is the juicy stuff. We technically want that shit to be taken away to bounce and go higher. That's as simple as gets. Why? We've been grinding it all the way to the upside, as I've been mentioning. I like that structure for once, just because it created the liquidity below us to grab if we're gonna have some retracement and hold higher low, as we know, to have a bigger bounce to go up, right? So not everything is lost yet. Be aware, guys. It's not done yet. We are still facing to go higher. So far, we are getting into the juicy pocket of 114 area, starting into it. If we're gonna go a little bit lower, I'm seriously thinking we might even go to 110-ish area, or just a little bit slightly lower than that. So said, we will see how the next week's gonna be, and we might have first bearish weekly open since 2 or 3 weeks. I don't remember. I'm gonna check that in a second on the charts. So far, I'm aiming gonna go around that 110 area to retest, hold, and bounce to go higher. That's my takeaway on it. Now, the fun stuff. I didn't see this coming into the charts actually, but so far on the index we hit 100% on all altcoin season index. What's wild, I didn't realize that. I didn't do the screenshot yesterday. Freaking awesome, but I didn't see that coming back into the chart yet, but that's still nothing major. Great stuff. Potentially we're gonna go higher up. Why? So far we are retracing into this little support over here, and look at that, we've been doing that exactly as well in 2022. End of August we had the retracement, and beginning of September we had that small run up of alts, right? So I'm aiming we're gonna do exactly the same what is happening over here, technically similar, and then we're gonna do the retracement, right? So be aware, it's still not done even if we hit 100%, because that's just the index. It's accumulation of all of the freaking charts together. Now back to the charts, and that's gonna show you how the things are. Please be aware of that. Secondary, long and short, I do not care about that much if that's gonna load up again, because that's only page that it's been broken a little bit on the Congress. I'm sorry for it. I don't care about that. I'm not gonna even go over that, because we are still middling. Not much to say. There is nothing major happening yet, so I do not care about that till we're gonna start to flip major things. Right now, RSI, we've been overbought quite heavily. Right now we are retracing. We're getting into the middle line of it. I'm seriously aiming we're gonna get into the weak zone and a little bit more over in the oversold one, and then we're gonna start to bounce around. So there is potential on a little bit more downside. That choose a pullback, small retracement, nothing major, don't get caught up. And like I've been saying, buy every single freaking low. Why? I'm gonna show you on the charts. Back to the business. VIX, freaking awesome. We are holding below the 17 line. That's what you want, and this is the area that you want to hold below and then start to grind into the 14. If we start to do that, then we're gonna see some major push into the upside. Starting to recover 17, going again for the 19. You know what that's gonna happen. It's gonna be chop, or we're gonna have a little bit more downside, bigger than expected. Okay, be aware. Now, Dixie, following up. Last week I've been talking about that one. And look at that, the freaking awesome hold of the 96.5 to the T. Pretty nice. I love fucking swing points. That's why I've been trading them. So far, if we're gonna go a little bit higher up, we have still two areas of potential to be rebounding from them. It's gonna be 98 and 99 as high as you want to go. You don't want to go a little higher than that, because that's gonna be dumping on all of the freaking market. You don't want that. So following up, if we're gonna start failing 96, I'm aiming to go to 95 area, and that's the lowest that you that it been so far as swing point. So that's been from January 22, freaking long time ago. I'm aiming we're gonna go for 95th, and then the next one is a little bit lower, but that's gonna be taking a little bit longer than that. But that's my next area of interest. So far, total 3, doing exactly as I've been saying. We had that freaking explosive move from it. We went into the all-time high. Now we are grinding to the resistance area, and we start, hopefully from next week, we start to flipping it and go higher up, or we're gonna retrace all of it to 1 trillion-ish area, and then we're gonna do some sideways, or even going again for the all-time high of it. So said. As the market retrace, the only one and what's valid is gold, and that's been pushing it through these limits. We are aiming right now to blow out of the all-time high again and go higher up for it. So all good. There's no need to even think about we're gonna retrace, but that's just the interest of the whole structure-wise that totally that I'm aware of. So far, it's still aiming to go higher. Good stuff. If you are in gold, amazing. My gold portfolio is already like blasting. I'm taking like the last TP on it, and then the rest I'm gonna let it run. Let's see how far or how high that's gonna get. Not much to say about. Okay, so dominance. Audio card. Yeah, that could be on Discord. I'm looking at OBS, and that's still back now. Okay, see, nah, that's what I mean. It's fine on the OBS. Discord stuff, it's still happening. So I'm sorry for that one. If so, just please watch the recap, and then you're gonna be filled up quite nicely on it. I'm sorry for it, but I need to do it, and I'm not gonna care about the Discord, what Discord is doing, because that's, you cannot fix it on our side. Anyhow, dominance. As I've been mentioning, we got into that 57 area. Right now, we're gonna have a little bit bounce off from it. Let's see if we're gonna regain previous structure. If so, those are the area that I'm aiming to have a reversal on that one, and still we can blast through it and go a little bit lower if that's happened. But so far, great stuff, nothing major. There are no big issues that we're gonna do some bigger dumps or bigger retracement on the market, just a small pullback so far. And right now I'm aiming for 58 area, if not 59, and that's gonna bring us a little bit lower, hopefully. Let's see how that's gonna play out. So far, great stuff. I seriously like how the market's going, and it's just blasting through. Volume wise, we drop a little bit off, and if we start to recover that, then that means volume is coming into the market like we want. ETH is doing ETH stuff for so many times already in a row, so not much to say about it. I guess this says for itself, I mean the dominance for ETH, because the ETH itself is as well looks a little bit better. I'm gonna cover that a little bit in a second, but we are holding the area that I mentioned last week, that we might hold the top of the support, and there we go, we are holding it. If we're gonna drop a little bit lower, then I'm aiming for 4.272 area to bounce off, or a little bit higher of that support. That's that small support over here, and then we're gonna blast through it. Not much to say, I guess that's obvious, right? So far, Bitcoin, we're losing point of control. That's fine, I don't care about that on the 4-hour time frame. I'm a little bit more about the daily wise. That one is obviously a little bit higher. We retracing from that one. I seriously want to flip that to go higher up. If so not, we're gonna go a little bit lower. There is some mid-low volume below us, still heavier than normally on the daily stuff. So coming into that area, I'm aiming, and we're gonna hold on one of those supports, but I'm gonna talk in a second. So far, bears are a little bit more in control of it, and the price start to push a little bit lower. Fine, it's just a retracement. A little bit as well on price correction on the daily, so let's see how deep we're gonna go. So far, if we start to lose it, I'm aiming we might hold on 113. If not, then the 111 110 ish area over here will hold us for a while. Now, as mentioning that we've been retracing, we can see that as well on the capital flow index that I've been using it. This is quite awesome stuff, really nice to get some nice gems quite nicely on the bottom. And so far we start to retrace, we start to get below the 56 area and aiming to go close to the neutral line. That's going to be a squeeze. Anything below that, it's a buy. So any low on those coins, it's a buy. So far as well on my own watch list thing for the coins, AVAX had a nice run up. We're gonna retrace a little bit lower. Solana as well, that's tied together. As you see, Dixie coming as well into the game. Bitcoin sign reversing, hype had a nice run up to the downside as well. So great stuff, potential for some longs sooner or later. I'm gonna talk about it. And look at that, that trio have some life into it. That doesn't mean it's blasting through, it means that the capital flow index, so that the volume or the capital flow coming into the token, still no sign that we're gonna go higher up. But oh, and mentioning that as well, Hodlbot, the lovely one, we had a nice stop of the long, what we there was a running position as well, really good. Right now that counter trade didn't last for long, still fine. And yeah, if we're gonna go settle a little bit lower, then that's gonna be nice position to go higher up. So far this is the short that plays out, and technically it is still running. So let's see how we're gonna play that out. Now into the juicy stuff. One sip. Major thing. So far we are aiming to losing the daily. Yes, I'm on the daily chart right now. I'm gonna skip in the 4-hour, but seriously lately I like the daily one much more than the 4-hour. It's cleaner, it's nicer, and with those run-ups it's the best one so far. Losing weekly, what's gonna happen? This support is not gonna hold us. Everything has been tested. There is a small one over here on the 4-hour. We might potentially see a bounce from it, something like that. It could happen to bring us a little bit lower for the bigger stuff and then go aiming higher. We still didn't come close to the bearish super fib on above us. So far we still can do that. If not, we're gonna go a little bit lower, and those are the area that I'm aiming for. So far 4-hour, that's the low time frame. It's the bounce on 113. That's the first one that I want to get into it, right? Then next one, it's around the 112 ish area. That's the daily highest swing that I'm aiming, that this support over here. And the last one that I want to have a bigger bounce from it, that's the area of 108 bucks. That's the low of the daily. That's the super fib as well. And on top of that, like I've been mentioning, I love to those things. On top of that, we're gonna have super juicy high liquidity and leverage been taken. So as aiming on those areas, as you see, that's the 4-hour support over here that I'm aiming, that didn't been tested yet. Let's see if we're gonna hold that. Only the top of it will be tested, not the lows. So we still potentially can bounce from it if the weekly is not gonna hold us. That's only on with if the weekly is not gonna hold us. If we start to break that lower, then that's the area that we're gonna aim for. This is the 150 exit that I want to be taken. There is some little bit gaps in between, but who knows, we still can blast through it and get into the juicy stuff below us as the lowest as you want to go, because there is not much to grab below that. And if you start to lose the Q3, setting a new low, then technically what we've been doing is this whole thing, right? So that means we will do something like that, and then we're gonna do a bigger dump, right? So far it's nothing said about it. We didn't lose it. We're still going higher. We're just gonna retrace into the previous structures. Still, I'm key as well on the previous weekly. That's over here. I will mark that one over here just because it's gonna be going away if the new weekly is gonna be open up. That's gonna be my point of interest. I'm gonna mark it later on, but so far those are the key levels for me to hold. So potentially we have 3 levels, quite important one as well, or even 4 if you counted the weekly open with the small 4-hour support over here, potentially to bounce from it and go higher. And that's what I'm aiming. I always love to get a little bit more deeper, do a bigger bounce, but as well from the 4-hour 113 area, that's great stuff. Coming back into the daily high swing, good as well to be bouncing, because that's as well nice area of support if you look at the daily. And then eventually we still can go lower, right? That means it's gonna be still riskier if we start to go lower, because much more it's tested already on below us. But yeah, potentially there is some room to run up. And even Wave Master is showing that we still getting a little bit more cash flow negative reversal coming in. So reversal as well on the oscillator and the trend change could be possible to have a little bit more downside, and I'm fine with it because there is a lot of take on that one. Going back into the 114 or 112-ish area, then the 12-hour might start to change on the how it's showing, so we might be a little bit more overbought, so that's good. And then we're gonna settle down and go higher, because the cash flow is start to flip on the 12 hours, not really on the daily yet. And on the 4-hour, we are already into the negative one. So potentially, yeah, we still could go lower if we're not gonna hold weekly. If we start to hold weekly, then that's easily. We're gonna hold it and then start to flip 116. If so, you're gonna aim for the previous day's levels. The one that's on the 117 area, it's been tested only, but we still can revisiting. And then flipping that means we're gonna go higher up for the bigger stuff over here. That's the main resistance that you're aiming for, to get as close as possible, because it's still, and that's the high time frame resistance as well. So that's one. And the second overlapping thing that I'm aiming for is the ALGO master with the order blocks. That's the juicy one. I love that shit. That's played so many times really well. And look at that support over here. Blasting through, it's not going to be easy. We still, yes, potentially on the support, we're holding it so far. Good stuff, potentially reversing. And right now we need to regain locally, that's the 168, and then coming back and retest the berry structure of this area, and then start to form or grind it to the upside, start to regain stuff. If that happens, fine. And if not, we still can wick into the lows, coming back and then setting the support again. No worries. There is bigger stuff below. We're not gonna blast through it that easily. We're not gonna dump on you. So far, I hope that's a little bit more clear on Bitcoin, what to expect and what to aim for. Weekly, as I've been saying in the beginning, I'm technically, if we start to lose the weekly level right now, if we're gonna start to lose the weekly right now, we will see bearish weekly candle open. That's the third one. Oh, sorry, that's the first in 2 weeks. Still fine, nothing major. We still can retrace into the September area and then bounce from it. I do not care about that much about it. So technically we're still aiming to go higher, right? And we still already see some positive inflow on the wave master coming in. I seriously like that. We still can go a little bit lower, yes, possible, but so far the aim is to go higher up and revisiting the all-time highs area on that resistance and see if we're gonna blast through it. We're gonna settle a new all-time high, then up it is. If we're not gonna sell the new high, we're gonna get into that, start to break some things. We might aim to go a little bit lower. Still nothing to worry about, guys. Please be aware, we didn't even lose anything major yet to go to worry about the bear market yet. All right, because I saw already some nervous people posting around. Still nothing to be worried. First thing in mind when it's gonna be to coming back into the lows, we need to lose 101 or 86, and we are far away from that one. So don't get scared too easily, guys. Chart will tell you what to do. That's the aim. Nothing else, nobody else, only the charts will tell you. That's the aim, and that's only the one reasonable area to look at any kind of information about, right? So far, be aware, losing weekly, it's gonna bring you around over here in 115 area, 114, 149 area. That's the first support that you're gonna settle on a low time frame. Losing that, you're coming only back into the 112, and that's the major bounce. One of the first major bounce that I'm aiming for. So this is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna leave it for later on. Now move on for my second favorite child, hype. And boy, oh boy, I had a nice run up on it. Technically, this was my aim. That was my small, my DGN account when I took on it. That was the swing that I took, and it played quite nicely. 3 nice TPs. I had one more around 161 area or 1.2, but that didn't get taken, and I'm aiming that we're gonna go a little bit lower, and I'm gonna reload that bastard quite heavily. Why? What do we do? Failing weekly right now, fine with me. We're revisiting the weekly, previous weekly. That's the aim for me. First hold on it. Let me just go back into this area. That's gonna be a little bit clear. So it's start to get a little bit messy, but stay with me. I want to be on hype. Those my aims for previous weekly. Bounce from it, perfect. That's didn't been even retested, all possible. Or I seriously want to go a little bit deeper on that one. Come back into the September, grab that liquidity, and get into the overlapping support over here. And that's going to be a massive one as well. Why? Because that's freaking bastard setting only higher highs after higher highs from July on 4 hour, right? Look at that. That's obvious. Are we going higher? Yes, we do. Did we broke the lower high time frame? Yes. High time frame, higher low previously? Yes, we did. Did that break to the downside? No. We've been holding on support, and that's the support I'm aiming for. So hype, potentially bounce. If we're not gonna hold around the 50 area right now on this support, if you're gonna blast a little bit lower, then that's the aim. 74 and 44 again. I'm gonna be loading the bastard quite heavily. So that's my takeaway on hype. Not much to say about it. Juicy as freak. And on a daily wise, I mean, that's quite obvious as well. Where's your support? Where you settle. That was the previous weekly when you blast through it all the way to all-time high twice in a row. Great stuff. Now, failing that weekly, I do not care. I'm aiming for previous weekly, September, and I seriously even could be going back into Q3. I do not care. It will hold. And to be honest with you, even more, coming back into the June, it still will be freaking bullish. It's going to be a little bit harder, but it's going to be still freaking bullish for me. Right? Because technically, that's your freaking RSI flip, what you did as well. Right here. Coming back into that, still fine. That area, that support over here didn't been tested. Yep, Q3 could be as well. But so far, this is the area locally what I'm aiming for. So yeah, 12 hour, we could reverse on daily, not much, but 4 hour, yeah, it starts to get a little bit more deep there, in there. Coming back into the weekly, still possible, and then bounce from it, or even holding on this area. So over here, all fine on it. Per is doing the per thing. It's grinding. It's heavily grinding to the upside. Still higher high. Yeah, we had some resistance over here again forming, and we are bouncing back. I still same as hype. I'm aiming we're gonna hold on September on that one. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get back into this area as well. Again, that was the best area to buy so far. Right now, I'm aiming we're gonna hold on this support over here on it, but that all depends on hype, how it's gonna behave as well. Anyhow, still, any new low on that one, it's a fucking must buy. So, covering that, AVAX. Now, that's a really nice gainer for me. I've been freaking buying shitloads and trading quite heavily on that one lately. So for me, that was a nice blast. I've been talking about that. We are coming into the February. We blast through it. We close above it even. As perfect as you get. Reverse on the yearly, fine with me. Right now, coming back into the 31 or even lower to 30. This weekly support. And that's not the previous, but that's the current weekly even going back into that area. That's definitely, it's gonna be a nice bounce from it, retesting the highs, losing this. This is quite nice support as well. Two supports on top of each other. I like that. Losing this, I'm seriously aiming we might even stop on 27, or then we're gonna start to get into the previous stuff, but that's deep stuff for AVAX to get into that. So that's my aim. We will see some support on the weekly if we're gonna lose the 31 line, because this grind stuff to the downside is perfect so far, and we still can hold on this little support over here on locally, right, if we start to reverse. But that all depending what Bitcoin's gonna do so far. Still, any new low on AVAX coming back into the support of 30 and 29 area, that's a buy. Definitely, that's the buy. Nothing else to say about that. Objective, still steady, positive, steady. We might come back into the lows or break that for a while and go into the weekly or even September support, that area that I've been interested into it. We had a nice run up, but not that heavily as AVAX it had. Still potentially to do something. I will stop trading it if we're gonna go and get into the June area and start to fail that, because then we're gonna go to the major one. I'm not really keen on shorting. I'm gonna wait potentially for the better longs, and this is my extreme long that's gonna build out quite heavily. This is just a nice add up to the position that I'm having right now from the lows. So I'm aiming that we might hold on March and August, if not previous weekly on that one. So potentially nice. If we start to hold on that one, we might see some regain of the highs. Now, Link, that could be a little more interesting, because as we remember, Link had nice front run on the market over here, right? It been blasting quite nicely before things, and then I'm guessing the market's gonna go a little bit more deeper than we expecting, but who knows, we're gonna cover that later on. So far we are settling down right now on the support, see if that's hold. If not, previous weekly, then the support below that could be nice potential run up. If really nice move, I was hoping it will go a little bit higher on the all-time high, but it revisit the bearish structure over here, the resistance quite nicely. We've been bouncing from it. We're holding on the support right now, and we might even hold on the smaller support over here. If we start to go a little bit deeper, then not much it's gonna change. We're still getting into the previous weekly and the support, overlapping support over here. So still area to hold. Any price action around 4.4, that's a buy. If not, if you start to reverse and regaining the weekly structure that we've been bearish retesting, regaining that, we might blast through it. I'm not sure it's gonna hold us that heavily, this resistance over here. So that's the second time we're gonna revisiting. I guess it's gonna be blasting through. Solana as well, pretty nice run up. BNB did like a 1K already price action, I guess, right? I don't remember. I saw something coming. Coming. I'm still alive. What the fuck happened? Did I lose connection? Jesus Christ, fucking Discord. Why did I lose connection? Did something happen? Ego, you're muted.
Yeah, typical. But I lost everything from you. I don't know if anyone else did, but
guys,
I lost the screen, I
what did
lost
you see
everything.
us
So
last before you lost the screen? Fucking hell, I didn't look at it. What the fuck happened here?
this is annoying, huh? But I'm gonna
I
drop down.
fucking
So.
start hate Discord, man, bro. Seriously. And oh, there is more about that even. But okay, anyhow, typical Discord. Yeah, but can someone please say what did you see for last? Because I've been blasting through without realizing. I guess it wasn't that long ago because that's in a second. But anyhow, hey guys, the rest what came in. I'm sorry for the fuck up, but that's the Discord side. I didn't see that for a second. Anyhow, I'm just gonna cover up and you might see it back in the recording because this is fucked up. My record has been fine so far, so last for me was Link. Oh, that's not been that long now. Okay, so you lost on Link, that's fine. Potentially Link support coming in. Then I went into the, yeah, it's been like 1 minute, yeah. Okay, then I cover ETH and that's what you lost me. So if it's getting into the support as well, I don't care if you're gonna lose this high or low because then we're gonna settle another one a little bit more deeper. That's gonna be around the 4.3 area. That's what that's a buy for me, and I will go a little bit more heavier on that one if you're not gonna retrace lower. That's the area that I'm looking at it. Still potentially the play to get back into it. If we start to reverse right now, regaining the weekly, that means we're gonna regain the structure and we might even blast through this resistance because that's going to be the third time we're going to revisiting it. So next, Solana. That's what I've been talking before I realized it. Really nice run up, and to the T, I need to give a credit to the T. It get into the freaking stupid higher time frame. So that was really juicy stuff, and so far we are reversing from that one. Let's see what we're gonna hold on it, because technically I would like to see it coming back into the previous weekly. I'm not sure if that's gonna be good for some other coins what been built up on Solana, but so far let's see if we start to grind this, regaining the weekly, daily on top of each other and the previous one. That's gonna be firing out a little bit higher. We still can bounce from the area of 219. That would be really nice, that RSI flip. That would be really juicy, nice flip. If not, we might revisit a little bit lower on the higher time frame liquidity over here and grab everything below us to get a major bounce. All possible. Nothing it's taken away. But yeah, we get into the resistance, higher time frame resistance. Really, we touched it and we bounced back from it. Still didn't break anything on locally. If we start to lose February, then previous weekly September it is, or we're gonna start to hold on 219 area. Okay, so be aware of that. Rest of the coins, a small pullback, nothing major happening. Technically, we are getting into the support of most of them. So any coming back into the lowest support area, That's the buy. Definitely fart coin had some issues already, so we didn't lose yet on it. We still possibly can on the 4-hour wick. So let's see if that one's gonna come back into the 0.64. That's RSI. If not, 0.58. It's the buy as well on that one. But please be careful, because that one is volatile and it might lost its magic or not. It all depends if we start to regain some stuff, because it's been grinding more to the downside than having some higher time or going into the back into the higher levels and resistance, but it still can go a little bit lower. So if we start to lose anything below 64 and aim for 58, be aware we still can get into the Q2, right? As deep as it can go, and it's freaking Firecoin, it can go a little more ballistic than the rest of the market. So please be aware of that one. Don't start to long it on the high time of higher leverage. So far, render still really nice one. It's in this fucking pattern for ages. We still can come back as on most of the coins in the previous weekly, and then hopefully we're gonna blast through this area of resistance what we've been building, and a lot of liquidity as well to the upside. So potentially, yes, nice run. So that's all on mine yapping around and issues with Discord, for fuck's sake. And so far, really nice. Let's see if we start to lose weekly. Let me have a check if we start to build some bits below us. Oh my god, I lost so many viewers because we had quite a lot coming in, and I realized that no one been online. I was like checking the Discord, and then anyhow, shit happens with this fucking Discord shit. And I'm not really happy if we're gonna lean a little bit more heavily on the Discord to Real on that one, but hey, I'm not the boss. What's going on over here? Yeah, some bits are coming in as well below us. Not much. We have some bounce from the failure that we had, and we're still holding on the small support on 115. That's fine. That's above the weekly. Little bit, all good. We still some 300 bits, and what's the one below as well, 350. So that's good. Potentially we still can grab them, come a little bit lower on that one. But if we start to reverse, that's really nice. Then you technically aiming to revisiting 157. That's your previous high. You need to regain that to get into the bearish resistance of this area. That's the 159. Let's see if we're gonna get that, and then you get in this freaking wall of resistance over here. So yeah, great stuff so far. Great stuff. See if we're gonna get a little bit more deeper. If not, then up it is, like always, right? Be aware, potentially market can go a little bit more deeper. And of course, be aware as well, it's Sunday. What's happening on the Sunday before the new week it's coming, it's going into open. It's coming volatility coming into the market, and we might push a little bit more higher up, retest the highs, and then break down a little bit more deeper, or vice versa. Let's see. So far, those are the aims for me, to hold locally, high time frame, and that's the highest time frame for now. The rest I do not care about it. Anyhow, if you have any coins, any questions, any possible structure or interest in anything, please ask away now before I'm gonna bounce. And as a reminder, I'm coming back next week to Holland, to my basically daily routine so far. So coming back, and need to pick up on some students and do some more things chart wise, because I'm missing it, trading, and then let's see when we're gonna be coming back in Holland again, and maybe moving in. So yeah, next Wednesday is gonna be the stream from my normal setup. So then should be everything going be good. I mean, not talking about Discord, right? Cool. Awesome. Let's get into the back into the resistance and then dump this shit. If you're not gonna lose this area. This bullshit. Ray, having some retracement sell sounds good, bro. Have you missed? Oh, bro, you cannot imagine how much I miss my setup. Oh my god. You get really quick used to luxury, and that's my luxury. That my setup is my luxury, and I can live without it apparently. Cookie, it's a nice one aiming for a breakout. If you reclaim the weekly, going back into the August, having that as the highest close. That said, we might grab all of this freaking liquidity was built above us. So really juicy stuff. So far, yeah, let's see. You just need to reclaim this 0.13 area. Reclaim that, and you aim to get higher up time frame. That would be nice. What's this doing? Kato. Could be. Oh, Grow. People were mentioning last time. It's still retracing. Still going into the 0.20. If not, I'm aiming for 0.17 as hold. And then below that, that's your freaking stupefib that's going into it. Still possibility can go lower like it always does. Grind his way to the downside and then going sideways and blast through it. Crow is doing Crow things. So there is no need to rush this shit. And I guess it will do forever. So it's going back into the sport. Ina and Pendle, please. Ina, I had it over here somewhere, I guess, or not. Yeah. Ina, really nice run up. And you have your higher up, so you have higher high, not on the close but on the wick. Apparently, yeah, close was lower. Well, you are on the wick. You retest the daytime, so that's not gonna be an issue next time. Right now, if you're gonna start to hold this area, that's freaking awesome for you. That's a nice buy, and even on the daily, that's one of the fewest one that you are already close by minus 60%, 62% even. So happy days on that one. Any reversal, any regain on lower time frame, you might start to turn around. So this is the area for you to hold on the support. If not, there is still area below you on the August. If you're gonna get that lower, but so far this is the area to be holding. Why? Technically, if I might borrow it, you having as well perfect stupefib, but you are getting into it and you grab of that liquidity over here below it, you might reverse it on it. If not, you're gonna blast a little bit through. Still fine, nothing major gonna happen. Yes, you're gonna break some lows, but you're holding on a previous support that brought you all the way over here. Still potentially going higher. So be aware on that one. And what was the next one? Pendle. Oh, let's see. I'm quite interested because it's been a while for me, I guess. Wait, yes. Look at that. 6.3. I've been I guess I mentioned that's gonna be your first resistance. You need to regain TP level as well on that one. Look at that. That's a nice reversal. So far, if you're gonna start to go and get lower price action, then this is the area potentially for a bounce. If you're not gonna hold your previous low, right? If so, then this is you support you grinding to be to go higher up. So far, yes, possibly you can go lower. September could be your hold, and previous weekly that didn't been retested. The rest below, it's not that much juicier. There is as well this So technically you September and weekly front run it, that area to go higher. If not, you're gonna get into this support, and then you are aiming to, technically you retest that already, so you're not gonna be holding about that one. The next resistance is this pocket over here. That's as well your TP area that I've been mentioning, right over here. Awesome as that, regaining that all-time high is in. So far, remember, up it is, right? So that's one. Oh, and I need to go back. No, I don't need to go back there. That's nothing. Really nice support box as well, and there is a little bit more resistance even. Okay, I didn't realize that, but be aware of that. So now you need to worry as well over this area 5.9 to regain it, but that could be easily done if you're gonna do something like this, right? Coming back and then doing this. That's what you aim. Why? Because you've been doing it for ages already. Okay, be aware. Going back into the ENA as well, because I want to show the order blocks, and look at that, there is one as well in between those supports. Great stuff. Regaining that could be a little bit more heavier, because then you eventually, what I will like to have is something like this, coming back into it, holding the support again, and then blasting through, right? This will be really nice for it to be really going for the I guess all-time high it's gonna be, or not? No, not yet, but kind of the first one of the highest. Then you blast through it. Okay, so far there is a resistance, be aware. Okay, Pablo, all Gucci about that one? Cool. Cool. So that's good. Nothing much. Say Doge. Oh, look at that. Coming back into the support. Nice. There's potentially some more downside to that one. Good stuff. Oreo. What's that doing? Still holding that freaking line of support. Jesus. I don't. If that's gonna start to blast through all of this resistance. Fuck me. Ondo. Sideways. Fine. Even better with that nice support below. What's that? ADA. What's that doing? Grinding, holding weekly, yearly. Give that a side flip. That's nice. I would like to hold this. Hold that. Going back into it. Flip the February and then go for the December. That would be nice. Let's get into the shitty of shittier. That's one. That second one didn't even go through anything. Gain or lose. Shall we have a look if that gained or lose anything that I've been mentioning? Okay, it gained. Unfortunate. But still. Okay, and I saw something here that wasn't that pretty. Gee, boy, what happened here? Anybody knows? Bearish retest, all-time high settled, and minus 66. Fuck my life. Did anyone caught this short? Fuck my life. Moonberg is doing something? Nope. What is this penguin doing? Coming back into the support. Nice. Holding yearly as well. Good stuff. But it could go even deeper on that one. What are those? Entry. Yeah, I've been out of this position so already. Oh, it could re-enter again. Let's see, I can move this one over here. That's nice area. That's your support. Done. Nothing else. Oh! How's this shit doing? Okay. So that was my 5 seconds of bashing down coins. Anything else, guys, that you want to have a look at? Ooh, nice. I like that. Retest of Q3, going back into May previous weekly. Now off you go again. Off you go again. So I hope it's clear as well on Bitcoin. Holding the weekly right now could be a nice bounce, regaining your 116.8 and then aiming to go higher up. Right, folks? Is it all clear? Oh. I'm coming back Novix next week, so we can start. Did you get your card already? Not yet. Jesus, how long is it gonna take? Do you have like a tracking system already? Shipped to China. Fuck my life, man. 10 to the US. Fuck me. Who's gonna pay the tariffs on that one? It's gonna travel first through the whole earth and then it's coming back to you. Anyhow. But we can start, I guess. Right? And then you can see if you're gonna receive your card or not. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then I have some more mentees coming in as well from next week. All Gucci. I got Hyperliquid. Awesome. That's what you need. Cool stuff, bro. That's gonna be nice for you. It's gonna help you as well. So cool. So far we have nice bounce from it, and as well from the area that I will be mentioning hype, from the lows on that one, but possible we still could continue. Yeah, reversing on weekly, really nice. Holding that, could go a little bit higher, but we still have some things to do. Let me check out. No, I didn't. Is it even on TradingView? No, I didn't check it. I saw shit of things on X on it about it. Yeah, it's on there. So I mean, obviously, right? You had a nice run up, $2 right now. What do you aim to go back into it? Technically, already your list price. This is not technically a level, right? Because that's the list price level it shows you. So don't go just about that only. Right now, you need to form any kind of support. On 4 hour on the high time frame, you don't have shit on it. Right now, what you are doing is coming back into this support, what you settled. You need to hold that. If not, you need to hold this flip, what you regain. So those are the levels to go back into it, and then maybe it's gonna be a buy. Let's see, because you still can go lower even to those supports that didn't been even retested. So, and now you are failing daily, and you've been even retesting it bearishly. So flipping that, you might even aim for the top, but that's gonna be your bearish very stupid flip on 1 hour, because you broke the structure twice already on it as well. So that's the aim. If not, you're gonna go a little bit lower, and that is gonna be your bounce. There's not gonna be much liquidity on it as well, providing it, and ALGO is not gonna show you anything because there is no history on it yet. But I will add that one to my chart, to be honest with you. No, I can't. Just to look at it. Oh my god. So yeah, are you on it? Or sorry, what was it? Aster, right? Aster, yeah. Yeah, this one. I've been charting it. Can you check? Yeah, I can. No worries. That's the one. That's the one. Which one? A T. What's the full name of that one? E V N T. Aventis, yeah, Aventis. See, this is your my point of interest on the higher time frame, and as low as you want to get is this area. So right now, what did you do? You actually open. You have your first high. You get into the support. Quite nice. Back into the previous support. You didn't even reach it. So this weekly, like the current weekly, didn't been even tested yet. Even the daily didn't been tested. So potentially you can come back and go straight higher up. If you start to get into this area, then I'm aiming to hold on this nice support over here. That's the low time frame only, because there is nothing else on the high time frame on it, but that's the lowest that you can get. So technically right now, if I might borrow it, then this is the aim. Bang on. And you have 2 days overlapping each other over here. If not 3, there is one more behind it. If I zoom in, yeah, 3 days overlapping of price action over there. So yeah, I will aim for that area, and that's already first support area as well. So definitely that's the area to buy or ladder in to go deeper. Yeah, that's a nice one, but that's low time frame, right? Be aware. I'm gonna add that one as well to it. VNT. Do it to the list just to look at it next time, or Wednesday or tomorrow. Let's see when I'm gonna be online before I'm gonna drive. But it's a nice one. 47% move from the daily already. That's a really good one. So yeah, technically as well, if you really want to zoom in, you aiming to have a little bit more as well here, right? So this is as well could be nice one, but it's a little bit more risky, right? I will aim a little bit more for high time frame if you start to lose stuff, right? We only talking about that if you start to lose it. So that means you need to go lower. If not, continuation it is, because it still is going higher up. So yeah, interesting stuff. Just checking the recording again. Yeah, see, it's been recording quite nicely. So yeah, this fucking stupid not stupid Discord is killing me. Seriously, it's getting pain in the ass. Hello, Major Short. What are you shorting right now? May I ask? Or you need to change your name in a Major Long soon. Are you willing to do that? Interesting stuff. I'm wondering how the weekly is gonna be. Next one. Still potential to go higher and even retesting the lows and support. Could be. If this weekly, right, like if we start to do this as a retest and this might follow, that bounce gonna bring us not only on all-time high but as well even higher. Well, that's the high time frame shit, not yet relevant. Let's see what the logo is gonna do if we start to lose the weekly, if we're gonna get into the support below us, if not regaining stuff or even go sideways. Still possible, right? We still could fuck around over here for a while, couple days or a week, who knows. Could be. Made short. I'm waiting for your answer. Never change my name, bro. Still in the short from take around 117. Nice, bro. What made you take the short, if I might ask? Are you scalping? Never changing a name, bro. Oh, love it. Stick to your strategy, right? Never change anything. Really nice one. Nice short. That wasn't the Halderbot that took you the short, right? No. Trendmaster signal with the few other shows. Really nice. Really nice. And you are right. Because we had nice Trendmaster shit going on over here. A lot of trend changes, but that was a divergent as well. So yeah. Nice one. 15 minutes, then 1 hour. Good stuff. Good stuff. Really good. Now let's see. Let's see if we're gonna start to regain 159. If so, then we might aim to get the retest of the previous daily. And then hopefully we're gonna blast through it. If not, settling down the support below. Yeah, I could see that. Alright folks, I will wrap it up. This is still the play that I'm aiming for. Oh, and ETH is starting to getting off as well. Be aware, this is before weekly open volatility coming into the market. Don't get caught up if you're not scalping. Don't get caught up on it, and still possible to go a little bit more down price action. If not, if we start to settle down, hold the support, and then regain stuff, that's the play. That's the go, and that's the only matter how you should trade and see the charts. All right, be aware of that one. So you know points of interest already, what you need to flip, what you need to hold, where are the supports settled down. Now time will tell which way we're gonna go. Okay, and don't get caught up on the news side or X or whatever. Thank you very much, appreciating it, and I will see you Wednesday. Bye.